Hello and welcome to episode 95 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews, the podcast where we take a random movie from Metacritic's all-time movie list. This is Colin.
This is Niall.
This is random movie 7080 on the list. It's 2007's Sunshine. Lots of movies with sunshine in it, and lots of movies called Sunshine, I noticed. Runs for 1 hour, 47 minutes. It's got a Metascore of 64 and a user score of 7.4. Budget of 40 million, but a box office of 34.8, so it did fail.
That's unfortunate. And it's kind of kicking the stones of a respected director, Mr. Danny Boyle. I'm surprised that it failed so abysmally.
He wanted to do it. He was a big fan of Alien, but it was against his sort of trend of movies up till then. Like Slumdog Millionaire didn't come out until a year after this, which my timelines were totally out of whack. I thought it came out before this.
A couple of years before this, he did the he had 28 Days Later,
right,
which is his big success. Well, I suppose his second big success after Trainspotting. But 28 Days was what really had him highlighted in Hollywood.
Yeah, like he started off Shallow Grave, Trainspotting, A Life Less Ordinary, The Beach.
It's all great stuff.
28 Days Later, and then, never heard of that Millions movie.
I haven't seen it either. I just seen the picture of a kid who finds money in his back garden, and I stopped reading about it. I don't care.
I do like Slumdog Millionaire.
I want to hate it because I'm not a big fan of musicals, and I don't like Bollywood for that reason. But it's quite good, actually. It's really good.
There's not a lot of music in it, though. It's just the end.
Yeah, that's enough to annoy the crap out of me.
It's a catchy tune and a catchy dance. It's got nothing to do with the plot.
Yeah, that's my problem with Bollywood. You can have a reasonable movie, and then everybody starts dancing and jumping around the place, and it wrecks my head.
There's some crazy clips out there of some Bollywood action movies. Hopefully we get something in the future that it's just so bad.
A non-Bollywood movie that I actually wouldn't mind seeing is RRR.
Oh, so I was going to mention, because it was only out a couple of years ago, right? And I was looking to find it somewhere, and I couldn't find it with English subs on it or whatever when I was looking for it.
It's supposed to be very good. And the action, I've seen a few clips of it. It's just stupid, which I think kind of has me interested.
I think it's like 3 hours or something, though, from what I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So forget that. Alex Garland wrote this, and he did a lot of video game writing before this, or maybe throughout his career, but recently he directed, and I think he wrote Civil War. I don't know if you've seen that with Kirsten Dunst.
I have not. Just I've read the synopsis of it, and I was like, yeah, it's not for me.
No, I thought it was good. I watched it. Yeah, I thought it was a good take on what a civil war in America might look like. It was quite nuanced and
starts over Black Friday, right?
Yeah, exactly. Over something silly, but it's just from a press photographer's point of view and the different factions that you meet. It's quite an interesting take. I kind of recommend it.
Okay. I may dig it out. I may change my opinion and stick it back on the list. Oh, things.
Yeah. So anyway, this movie here has a lot of names, not just names, but actual.
It's stacked. Names. It really is stacked in terms of acting.
Yeah, you've got Cillian Murphy as Kappa, you've got Chris Evans as Mace, you've got Rose Byrne as Cassie, Michelle Yeoh as Corazon, Cliff Curtis as Cyril, Benedict Wong,
baby.
Yeah,
love this guy.
He of Doctor Strange's buddy. I haven't watched Doctor Strange, I just know he's in it.
Oh, he's very good in it. I've watched it specifically for him.
Oh yeah. I just remember Street Countdown.
That's
him, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I googled it after you mentioned to me last week, and I was like, "Yep, that's the man."
What's Street Countdown? Well, it's just like normal Countdown, but we played in the streets. Mark Strong, who played Pinbacker, has been in 2 movies called Sunshine. I was going through his bio just to see if he was in anything.
Oh wait, I missed that. What's the other Sunshine?
Oh, it's like 99 or something. Our mate Ray Fiennes is in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's about some sort of Hungarian life or something. I don't know. It's some weird premise that I hope we never get.
Cool.
Cillian Murphy, this predates his Oppenheimer turn where he
He makes a bomb in 2 different movies.
Very big bombs.
Yeah, very, very big bombs, yeah.
He kind of goes back, like with this one, he's making a sun exploder, and in Oppenheimer, he makes sort of just your teeny sort of hydrogen bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just so the movie starts with him narrating just a little intro to it and the exposition of the actual storyline, which we don't really care about the storyline. Pretty much the reason why they're going to the sun. The first mission, Icarus 1, failed, disappeared off the map, and they are Icarus 2, and they're going to it again. And it's zooming into the sun, and there's throughout the entire movie, there's lots of loud sound effects.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that you're in space. One thing I'll say about this movie, like I'm a nerd, as I believe you to be one as well. Thanks. Scientific fact, just forget about it, and consider it more of a psychological thriller. There is a whole lot of psychology here. There's very little science, and enjoy it as that, and it is good in that respect.
I thought there'd be a lot more. I didn't have a clue where this movie was going to go and which direction. I was expecting a lot more psychological. I didn't know what was going on. So I may as well prepare yourself. What's the word? Empt the entire movie by saying, like, 3/4 of this movie, at near the end of the 3/4, I was going, this isn't as psychological as I thought it might be. I thought people were going to go nuts and there'd be a lot more sort of back and forth psychologically.
Yeah, it's kind of a space disaster movie for X amount of, stuff goes wrong in space and the lads try and fix it.
Yeah, and there's not really much depth to it. There's not a lot of nuance to it. And then the last quarters are shit insane, and I hated it.
Really?
I hated the last.
I love the last quarter. I love the just Mark Strong running around the place trying to kill everybody.
But it comes out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell? Like, give me... I don't know what they were going to do when they said, "Oh, there's a 5th person on the spaceship." It's like, what is this? And then it just turns out into be a monster movie.
Well, he's not a monster. He's a melted Mark Strong.
How the hell is he alive?
Well, that's a reasonable question, but
I didn't like it.
No, I had vibes of Event Horizon in the last 25% of this movie. You're not going to tell me you didn't like Event Horizon.
No, Event Horizon's fine.
Fine's not enough.
I need to watch it again because I watched it in the 90s once. And
great movie.
I couldn't even tell you what happens in it. What I hated about the whole... So yeah, this character, Pinbacker, was the captain of the first Icarus, but we'll get to why he's hamming around in the last quarter of the movie. But just every time he appears on the screen, the camera just blurs and shakes, and anytime he's killing somebody or attacking somebody, the camera's blurring and shaking, and I just hated that choice of cinematography. It's like, if you're showing it, show it. I know he's the monster, he's the sort of sun god or whatever, or the conduit of the sun god. But I was like, for the last quarter and then running up to the final scene, I was going, "You're fucking kidding me." And the dialogue as well at the final scene was so... I actually laughed out loud at one line Cillian Murphy said to Cassie. I'll come to it at the end. Yeah. At the start, so you have a whole staff of people, the crew that we just went through. Not too many, like The Thing, I guess, would be my kind of
it's a small positive. It's a small cast. It really is. It doesn't overload you with the people you need to actually concern yourself with, because most of them don't matter. The main, there's 2 or 3, 4 or 5 main guys. You've got Chris Evans is a big player.
Mace,
our lad Cillian is prime.
Kappa,
and beyond that, maybe Cassie is important too, but. Well, the captain as well.
Captain Canada, but then like the second in command, Harvey, doesn't do anything all movie until he becomes an asshole at one part.
He's an asshole just before he dies.
Yeah, I read that they named him after Harvey Weinstein.
Really?
Because he was an asshole to Danny Boyle in trying to cut his Train Spotting for American release.
Oh wow! So
I think that was from the DVD commentary or something. So it wasn't even just about his other nefarious doings. It was about their personal.
Just being a prick to Danny.
Yeah, yeah. So at the start, you sort of
That's how Harvey dies in prison.
yeah,
Danny
yeah.
Boyle.
The sun gets angled into his cell.
Unfiltered.
With a big mirror, yeah. Well, having said that, we have Dr. Searle, played by Cliff Curtis at the start, and he's in this viewing window where you see the sun. He's just messing around with the blinds.
And the computer keeps saying, quit doing that, you go blind.
Yeah, you can have 3.1% of the brightness of the sun, though. You want that? Yeah, sure.
For 30 seconds, or you go blind.
Yeah, but he puts on his glasses anyway. So basically, my brain is going, okay, Dr. Searle all the way through the movie up until he...
That's what I heard was that. It's like, yeah, he's the obvious bad guy because he's doing mental things.
Yeah, near the end of it, he's got all sun scabs and his skin is flaking off because he's spending so much time. He's infatuated with the sun.
He's a hero. So
he turns out to be a hero, but I thought he was going to be just a...
I thought that was a nice misdirection.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't like knowing what's happening, and him not being the bad guy, but me being sure he's the bad guy made me happy.
He has a redemption arc but redemption from really nothing. But apart from
he never does anything wrong. He's just acting weird.
Yeah, he's a psychologist, which is weird.
You're condemning all psychologists as weirdos.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have just the basic. That's the sort of, okay, we have him as a sort of character intro, and then we have all of them together at mealtime and basically saying, hey, comms are going to go down, start your messages, and we have a Cillian POV message to his parents. He sends it to his sister at the end, but we don't see that until the end of the movie.
Can I nerd out in some shit here?
Yeah, nerd away.
They say you've got 24 hours to send a message, but you won't get one back because there won't be time. But radio signals travel at the speed of fucking light. You'd get plenty of effing messages back, you effers, but that was just one annoyance. I was like, no, don't be stupid.
It wasn't flying a bomb into the sun. It was radio signals that got you.
Well, there's many scientific snotteries that I didn't like. That was the first one that got me. At that point, I decided, okay, forget about science and just
turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cillian Murphy and Chris Evans have a scrap because he took so long in the telephone booth.
Fuck off! It's like, how many movies have we watched recently where people are
trading places,
trading places,
the servant. No, it's a space equivalent. Get out of there! Took an hour to send a message.
Fuck off! Whack.
Yeah,
brilliant.
So then, like, we have a lot of screen time for Searle, Dr. Searle, because Mace goes to him and then he gets sent to the Earth room, and
I want to see the sea again with the birds.
Yeah, which was
the holodeck.
It was the holodeck. It's just a room with a flat screen TV around it. Yeah. And then we have little snippets of, so we have Captain Canada watching the Icarus One's captain going, like, his last message was like an asteroid strike and saying it was beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it was classified. So none of the rest of the crew have seen this because it would be probably a little bit upsetting.
Yeah, so that obviously leads us to a little bit of exposition to the captain of Icarus One, but nothing too crazy. But then I'm thinking, okay, what's Canada going to have to do in this movie apart from, well, we find out pretty soon. But I don't know. I thought he was in for something a bit more major in this movie, apart from the traditional sacrifice for the entire crew for the good of humankind.
You go back, Kappa, baby. You go back.
And Kappa just heads back quickly.
Ta-ra!
Okay. Ta-ra, Chuck.
I left the kettle on.
Yeah. All right, so they have a Mercury transit, which is fine. It's nicely done. Harvey hears something. It's the Icarus One with its little emergency beacon. Dr. Searle wants to go, and they go, no, this isn't a democracy. Kappa has to make the decision to go to Icarus One or not. And he goes, all right, let's go. 2 bombs are better than 1, basically.
Yeah, I love that they say, okay, we get the expert to do it, and the expert admits, I have no effing idea. We'll do it.
Yeah, so like you said, it's the toss of a coin or whatever, which is accurate. It's obviously a crapshoot where they're chucking in a bomb into the sun.
Too many variables both ways, so that one.
Yeah. All right, the next bit was a bit of a precursor to me not liking this movie. The red alert where Trey does the movement, the trajectory movement and amendment to Icarus One in the middle of the night with no other people there guiding him. Shouldn't be the captain. Trey was making fucking lunch 2 days earlier. He was passing out the lunch. It's like, what's your role on the ship, and why are you doing this on your own?
Why is he doing it manually? Why wasn't he using the supercomputer? And why weren't they following NASA-style procedure where everything is double and triple checked?
He said, I double checked and triple checked.
By himself. You don't check your own shit. You get other people to check your shit.
And everybody's sleeping and shit. It's like, what's...
No, it's a major event. Everybody is up and working on it.
That was such a
but
weak point.
There's no movie without that, though.
Think of something else. Think of something.
Slapping a little asteroid. Fuck it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Or I know it's a trope, the computer going nuts, but something. Not one person.
No, I'm glad that the computer didn't go nuts.
Yeah, I know. I hate that, actually.
2001. It was great originally in Kubrick's movie, but enough.
You definitely wanted this to be 2001. There was a lot of design choices, like the suits. The gold suits are very...
Did you know what they called the gold suits?
No.
The Kennys, because it looked like Kenny from South Park.
I read that they wanted to make them, or they were modeled after him or something.
Yeah, the way he zips up the top so you can see it.
I used to have one of those coats back in the day.
The golden ones?
No, pure blue. So yeah, he messes up.
He messed up
Trey.
Really.
Well, he says he fucks up, and he says it a lot, and you can see he's taking it badly. Anyway, they're saying, right, 2 people have to go outside. And this is another weak point for me as well. 2 people go outside, but then Mace goes, I volunteer Kappa. It's like,
no.
What?
No.
That's not what volunteer means.
No. Also, he is he's the mission
grunt.
Specialist Kappa.
Yeah. He's got great ideas. Like after this, he comes up with idea after idea after idea, and he's quite a strong character. But it's
Mace,
like, he has a problem with Kappa. It's like, and Kappa, later on in the movie, they say, well, you go because you're key to this mission. You're the bomb expert. You have to turn on the bomb.
I can understand.
Head outside there.
Captain going out because the captain knows what he's doing. Spacewalk.
That's fine.
Mace is he's the type of character who would go out. He's an engineer. He is versed in spacewalk. Why are you sending the cargo chap, the lad who's a physicist, who is key to... Without him, there is no mission. What?
It was weird, and just the way he did it as well. I volunteer Kappa. It's like, no.
Honestly, if you've got a supercomputer and it has control of everything, don't send any humans.
Yeah.
Let it go and do all the work and
plot the course in. Boop, boop, boop.
There you go.
Bang.
Make adjustments as you need because you're pretty smart, obviously. You just go to the thing. We'll stay at home and wait for everything to blow over. Off to the Winchester.
Yeah. The next thing that was kind of annoying, and I wasn't really madly annoyed at this point. I was just going, that's sort of weak, but whatever. They head out to this massive sort of heat shield or whatever the hell it is. I said, there's 4 panels up. There must be like 1 million panels on the thing, and they pop up at the right moment, look over the edge and go, there's 4 panels popped up. How can you see over the other side at that point? How can you tell in the whole diameter area of the heat shield that, there's only 4 panels popped up?
You can't. You'd be relying on sensors. So,
they didn't know until they got out there.
Yeah.
That's why they're out there. They're going,
they said the sensors are all blown. But if the sensors had blown, everything else had been screwed, not just a few actuators.
Yeah, it was just sort of...
No, the science is pants in all of this. There is no science.
Yeah, and they head out to the first panel that won't shut, and it's just a suspension. And then Kaneda goes, we can do it. And there's a massive celebration back in the cockpit of control. It's like, yes! It's like Apollo 13 when they actually land in the water. It's like, why are you celebrating? It's
Well,
like,
if they couldn't do it, they're all going to die, I guess.
yeah, but like it was one panel that the suspense, this is whatever it is, had the hinges wouldn't. So he put that down and went, how did he know the next three were the same issues?
This is true. Well, again, the science ain't there in this movie.
I think it was just, I don't know, some. I read that it went through 35 drafts, the script, so I was like going, oh, okay, it kind of makes sense here. There's a few things. At this point, something like slams through the garden for some reason. Why did that happen?
That happened because the computer had previously told them that if they tilt the shield at such an angle that they will lose radio aerials 3 and 4. 3 got burnt off, then 4 got burnt off, and these
right, yeah.
subsequent explosion of molten metal went flying through the window to the garden of oxygen.
Yeah,
which is kind of sucky when you want to live.
Yeah. So that went up in flames, and the computer's going, I'm going to take over again. And they're going, no, don't take over.
Kappa and the captain.
Yeah. So this is sort of like your crazy tension-filled thing. There's a fire happening there outside. The computer's telling them we're changing course, so that's bringing the sun back onto the heat sink that they have. And so
you need some pretty good factor out there.
Yeah. I think at this point, Mace steps up with a couple of good decisions, and he's going, Captain, I think we should just stick with the course.
Yeah, sacrifice yourself and do this, otherwise we all die. And the captain's like, yeah, you're right. Shit.
Payload takes precedence.
Yeah, payload specialist back in the box. I'll finish the job.
Yeah, and Mace is like going, all right, let's chuck some more oxygen in there so it'll burn itself out.
Again, a great move.
Another, like he's making a couple of things high pressure.
Making up for his previous stupid statement.
Yeah. And so yeah, Captain sends Kappa out, and Kaneda goes crispy.
Yep, he closes the bonnet.
But
change the spark plugs.
Yeah, but Dr. Searle in the last seconds are going, what do you feel like? What do you see?
This is the part that makes you think, yeah, he's going to go absolute nuts and kill everybody, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in love with the sun.
Yeah. Oh, I love looking at it. It's deadly. Oh.
Why don't you marry the sun?
Yeah. It's definitely meant to make you feel like he's going to be the bad guy because he's acting super freaking weird.
It's kind of a waste, to be honest with you. Then, like he could. What they did was they went. No, we're not doing that trope. But if they did the trope and did it very well, instead of bringing back a fucking dude that's burnt to a crisp, walking around like Freddy Krueger in space.
See, I disagree. I liked Mark Strong in this. I liked his South African accent.
How could you like him though? You don't even see him. Every time he's on screen, the camera shakes and there's like triple exposure.
I liked it. I'll be honest. I liked the choice.
It's good we disagree.
Production on this one. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of jarring. It's kind of like your eyesight's gone to shit, and I think that's the point. He's been staring at the sun for too long, and his eyesight's gone for shit, and he's just I understand the premise, but I hate it. No, that's fair enough.
Trey's not very happy, so they're putting him on.
Yeah, he just got
bedside watch. Yeah,
and in fact, he just got them all killed because they've no oxygen anymore.
Yeah,
this is where they find out though that not only do they not have enough oxygen to get home, but they also don't have enough oxygen to finish the effing mission. So Trey has just killed humanity. So this is probably why he's a little bit upset.
Yeah. So they have to go to the Icarus one at this point. So they put the indicators on and go to
toward left past the chippy.
I love the I found it very funny and it was said in straight face. I think Kappa said it to Corazon when she brings up that they don't have oxygen for the payload. Are you suggesting we killed Trey or something? The way he said it was just like it was just funny the way he said it. I don't know why it
Yeah,
was.
I kind of liked it because it's kind of like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to kill him.
Yeah, your session. You
That's
suggesting
option
Trey
one:
kill
kill
himself?
Trey.
Kill Trey. Top of
Have
the
we talked about
list.
anything else? No, we kill Trey. That's what we're doing.
It's on the whiteboard on their fridge. 1, kill Trey. 2,
Things to
save
do.
humanity.
To-do list. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the first mention, and it comes up a bit stronger in
Not Mark Stronger.
no. Well, yes. So what else? Yeah, so this is when I noticed that Cyril is all sort of started a little bit crispy because he's spending way too long in the sun lounger.
Yeah. He hasn't been putting on the sun factor correctly at all, and he hasn't been using any aloe vera after sun at all. No.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what do we got here. All right, they dock very quickly. They don't really make much of a song and dance about docking to the Icarus One. They're sort of like,
I like that fact. It's just bish bash bosh. And if you look at the maneuver they do, they had to decouple the entire spaceship from the heat shield and spin it around 180 and slap it onto another spaceship. They could have made a massive song and dance about that maneuver. That looks complex.
Could have taken the 2001 method and taken like half an hour to show you this sort of opera dance of how it
again,
could be done.
I don't want to see it again. I think it's done.
Yeah, no, I was quite happy that it didn't take too long, but I was left on the other side of the coin going, how did that work? How did that happen? They just overlapped the two sort of sun barriers and then rotated their thing to go into the other ones.
My bigger problem with that is, like, if we're going to go into fucking plot holes, what's up with gravity on the spaceship?
Well, they're spinning.
Large portions of their spaceship
are
not rotating.
Yeah, true.
But then they've got gravity.
Everything's done in the spinny arms.
Yeah.
And then they go to
there's holes.
Yeah, they go into the Icarus One and there's dust everywhere. It's like,
that's also BS.
Yeah, well, it's not spinning either, and they're all standing normally.
Everything's turned off, and they're all and everything's dust. And somebody says, "Oh yeah, that's because 80% of dust is human skin," which is again bullshit. Sorry, yes.
Also, the production choice of whenever the torch flashed into this camera, it showed photographs of the Icarus One crew.
Yeah, the subliminal messaging.
I thought it was okay when it was being done. I thought, oh, did I miss something there? And then the torch went again.
Invasive, but I don't think it adds much.
No, we don't know the Icarus One crew. We don't give a shit.
It's not like in what was it, Fight Club, where you see Todger pictures. Very, very quickly.
Yeah, no, it's a choice, and it doesn't really mean anything.
It doesn't add or detract, so
it's there.
It's a thing.
It is. What else? So they're in there, and they just look around, and everything's normal. Everything works. Blah blah blah. But the coolant system has been sabotaged. So
it's got loads of oxygen.
Yeah, there's a nice garden. It's like a jungle.
Lovely garden. Yeah, it looks tasty.
Lovely garden.
Yeah.
Then somehow they find the crew all crumbled up to a nice burnt crisp in the sun lounger room that Cyril loves so much. And for some reason, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was confused because they touched one of the arms. The arms fall, and at the exact same moment, the two ships get exploded apart.
Yeah, that's when Mark Strong departs his old ship and goes over to the new one and goes, "Ha, feckers.
Yeah.
Toodles."
Yeah. But I don't know how he did. Well, whatever. He did that, and how did they not notice him coming onto their ship, the Icarus 2?
Well, the Icarus 2 computer did notice it. He just didn't tell anybody until
didn't tell anybody.
There's a crispy guy just joined the ship, lads.
Yeah, he doesn't look very nice. He looks like Freddy Krueger from that 80s movie. I read that this is set in 2057 or something, but that's not mentioned.
Yeah.
We're not going to be at that stage in 2057.
To be honest, the uselessness of the AI kind of fits with where I think AI is going to be anyway.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's very useful, apart from the times when you need it to save your life.
Yeah. Why didn't you mention this?
Well, he never asked me to mention it. He's going to kill me, you idiot.
He's deranged. He should be dead, but he's not. Right, so they're going nuts in the Icarus One. They have to get out and blah blah blah. But the airlock is damaged, so they're all going. All right,
Acting
Kappa.
Captain Comms officer decides that no, Kappa doesn't get to go. I'm going because I'm the motherfucking captain.
Yeah, he throws a strop.
It's great. I love it.
Not very likable at all.
I'm the captain. I'm not dying.
But here's where Mace contradicts himself from earlier on in the movie. He said he chucks Kappa into the golden suit.
He must survive.
He must survive.
He now decides he's going to die, as well as everybody else on the Icarus One, to save Kappa, which is complete contradiction to throwing Kappa onto the sun shield earlier on.
Weird.
It's the right choice. It is the right choice, and it's a very brave thing to do. Well done, but maybe be consistent, prick.
Mace is exactly. He kind of redeems himself as the movie goes on.
Yeah. Starts off bad. He gets it right.
Yeah, but then they sort of go, all right. It gets worse because they're all wrapping themselves up, saying, all right, so he has to.
Not clean film, tinfoil.
Yeah, like what you get after a marathon or whatever. But they're like going like they're 10 feet apart, so they have to go from one to the other. So it ejects them out of like fire.
Explosive decompression, hopeful that they'll get nailed. And they nail it pretty much bang on.
But
Kappa
before that,
grabs on, pulls our friend Captain America in, and the acting captain goes flying off into the ether.
Flying off. Before that, it gets worse because they find, somebody has to stay here and manually open the door.
Right, yeah. And this is where there's redemption for the junior crispy, not the crispiest of men, but still pretty crispy.
Yeah.
Decides to stay at home and look out the window.
The way he wanted to go. Dr. Searle was fascinated with the sun, and when he saw all the crispy guys in there at the sun viewing room,
I'll have some of that.
I'll have some of that, son. All right, I'll open the door and
go look out the window.
Yeah, the way I want to go. But he went quite yellingly.
Yeah, it didn't look as serene or as sedate as he might have thought it was going to be. He fried for a while.
But you'd think that it would have been instantaneous. You're so close to the sun. The minute that thing goes, you should be crisp immediately. I would think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what the crap was with the window. It doesn't make a lot of sense. There was a window because you've got a sun shield in the first place. So where's the window looking?
You know Brian Cox, the famous.
Yeah, he was the science.
Yeah, he was the science advisor. So there shouldn't be all these question marks, but it's a movie. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like another thing. Like, so when Harvey, the second in command, gets chucked off and dies, there's like 3 like moments we see him suffering. There's like 1, he's careening off. 2, he takes his last breath. 3,
blood vessels burst and blood.
3, he knocks off something and his arm falls off and blood.
That's the last bit. That's where he's crunchy and
he's going near the end of the spaceship. It's
and then he gets hit by the sun and then he's melty.
Yeah, he flies away. Yeah, it's like 4 things of, he wasn't that big of a character. We don't need to see that.
But we see him dying lots.
Yeah, we don't need to. I didn't care for him, and I didn't really think. Ta-ra, Chuck. All right, so they get inside, and I've lost my train of thought.
This is where they think, somebody manually did this. So there's a big conspiracy as to who the F did this. And Captain America suggests it was Trey. He's the only one who could have done it.
Yeah, true. And then they're sitting around the table and Trey has to go. Although Cassie votes no for some, like, okay, let's save Trey instead of humankind.
They've all decided that they are going to die. There's no getting home. We're all going to die, and we're going to die soon. We need to kill somebody now so that some of us can survive a little bit longer to blow ourselves up.
Yeah.
Let's kill the guy who wants to kill us. They think. And she's like, no, screw humanity. It's crap.
It was silly.
Simple maths. It was the right thing to do.
But like Cassie was this standard, solid crew person before this, and she had some conversations with Kappa leading up to this, but there was no sort of backstory or anything that would justify her saying no.
No,
Give me
no,
something. Give me something before that, and I would like. Oh, Cassie's going to say no because blah 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 blah.
no. It's a weird move. Like maybe I would have thought
Maybe if
Michelle
she was
Yeoh's character might have said it because she was,
maybe
but then she was
biologies.
more
Yeah.
interested in plants than anything else. So
Maybe if Cassie, I think the original script had more religious, spiritual overtones to it. So maybe if Cassie had this sort of, you know, saving one person is not this the same as saving humankind or something. I don't bloody know.
some such
But anyway,
bollocks, yeah.
yeah, all the bollocks. He's done already though. Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing though. Did he do it or did
I did.
Burning Man do it?
I suspect he did himself.
I think so. But Boyle said he didn't. Boyle said Pinbacker did, I think, from
Well,
the notes I read.
what I found interesting was when Captain America went to the tray to get a scalpel.
That's right.
2 were already gone.
Right.
1 in the hand of Trey, and 1 with Crispy.
Yes.
So I disagree with Boyle, the guy who directed it.
What
does he know? Idiot.
The guy who made the movies wrong. Okay, so we get this little scene of Kappa sitting down with a couple of, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's talking to the computer at the same time going, all right, we're okay now. Chuck, aren't we? We're all right. No,
Beep, boop.
all crew are dying.
Yeah,
why?
maybe tell us this earlier, you useless effing computer. What sort of 486 computer are you?
Microsoft AI.
Oh, it's Windows Vista. Ah,
All crew are dying. There are 5 crew members on board. Okay, that's quite.
It's useful
cool
information.
But that's quite a good moment of the movie. It's like, oh, cool. That's a bit eerie, spooky. Who could this be?
But it's pretty obvious. It's Crispy. Crispy mixed wrong.
I didn't know it would be Crispy.
Well, who else was it going to be? Like
I don't know.
That maybe. No, there's nobody it could be. Like,
they're in the observation room.
Yeah. Observing.
It could have been Canada. If they didn't show a lot of him, you could imagine if he was thrown back, that suit saved him a bit. He's Crispy though. Goes in, blah blah blah, and he goes insane because and they sacrificed him or whatever. Who knows?
Stretch.
I don't think either choice is good. The AI says the 5th crew member is in the observation room, so he goes there, and this is when every shot from now on is blurry and overexposed,
wrecking your head.
Triple exposed shots on top of shots. You can't even see. Why didn't he turn down the dimmer when he went into the room?
Yeah, I would have just locked it and left it not turned down. Let him fry, baby.
He goes up and touches him, and he goes, "Get off me, get the fuck off me!"
Stabby.
Stabs him.
Takes his key.
So it's Pinbacker. He was the captain of the Icarus One, and the only real am I correct in saying the only time we saw him was when Kaneda's looking at his log entry?
When you see him properly, yeah.
There's not enough exposition to make this important, to make this turn up special, not turnip vegetable, turn up of this character important.
Mark Strong's character in this reminds me an awful lot of what was done in Event Horizon, but it's done really well in Event Horizon. I don't know if you remember certain lines like where we're going, we don't need eyes and shit like that. Yeah. So there was a bit of backstory, there was a bit of an arc, and there was a descent into madness shown in that. We don't get that. It's just, it's the guy from the other ship
that we saw for like 30 seconds from the video.
That annoys me. That's in terms of plot, that's a hole. Not a hole. It's just it needs filling in.
I need more.
We need to be brought along this arc.
It could have been anybody, but we needed something. We need to know the story more.
Even if we get to see a little bit of what happens, little flashbacks to what happens in Icarus One. To give us something as to why he went bickies.
Give us like 4 or 5 video logs that Kaneda's looking at.
Doesn't have to be long. 3 or 4 minutes of it.
Yeah. Go from him non-crispy to varying levels of crispiness, like Searle. It would have been a good
Gas Mark
mirror.
5, 2 minutes.
Yeah, it would have been a good mirror to what Searle looked like. Maybe the second
Yeah.
log was Searle's scabs. And, I think the crew are weirdos. I think they're out to get me. I think space is more beautiful than humankind.
And then go into the religious fanaticism a little bit as well. Just go into it.
Yeah, there's nothing made me... I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, the
this
movie
is when
could have been an awful lot better a movie with that information.
Yeah, this last quarter ruined the movie for me. Up until then, it wasn't as psychological as I thought it was going to be. It was just a bunch of series of events of, as you said, like a disaster space movie.
Lemony Snickets.
Wasn't... Yeah, Lemony Snickets. Series of unfortunate events. Yeah. But other than that, I was quite disappointed. And then this fourth quarter came along. I was like, going, hell no. All right, so he slashes Kappa. Then he goes to the gardener. She's like finding a little plant. Oh,
life
stab
away.
Yeah, stab.
Yeah, then I'm not sure what was the point of this little plant, because that ain't going to save the crew.
Well, they had oxygen to deliver the pig. Oh, exactly. Yeah, so there's no point. Yeah, nothing would have. They didn't have any oxygen to go home, so they're dead.
Yeah.
The Cassie scene with Crispy Boy was horrible.
Yeah.
Where is she? Where is he? I don't know how this is working, and because it's shot in quick shots.
Crispy vision.
It's shot in crispy vision. It's blurry. It's flashing of things. I don't know what the hell's going on. In the meantime,
I'll be honest, I don't mind this scene. I kind of like
hate it.
The not knowingness of it all. That you can't really figure it out. I kind of like the tension that builds. You don't like it. That's fine.
I like solidity in my shots.
Not crispy.
Not crispy vision. In the meantime, Cap is locked in this airlock, and he's trying to talk to Mace or whatever, and then Mace goes, yeah, the computer's shut down because Crispy guy chucked the stuff out of the coolant or whatever, chucked the computer chips out of the coolant. So
I like the Mace scene and how he dies and how
Mace is fine. Mace is good. Yeah, he goes in, sacrifices himself, dips himself into the coolant, fails. Raises the
nearly
computer.
Gets it though. Nearly gets it done.
Yeah. Cassie stabs Crispy or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, she gets him in the neck with a scalpel or something. Some stabbiness. Doesn't stop Crispy. She must have missed all the useful bits.
I don't know. In the meantime, basically, Mace is going, head outside and uncouple the fucking bomb and put it into the sun, Kappa. Off you go, son.
Yeah. There's no point
to the sun.
No point pussyfooting around anyway. They could have tootled along and done it a little bit more gracefully, but
Yeah, so he straps himself into goal. He straps himself in, presses the button, and the gardener smashes into his face, or the biologist smashes into his face.
Michelle, no.
Michelle Yeoh just... I heard it was a dummy, and people were weirded out.
I'm hoping it wasn't actually the real actress.
No, it wasn't her smashing into it. It was sort of a comedic moment. It's like, what the hell did they do that for? Anyway, Mace gets his leg caught, and he freezes to death. I don't think he was going to survive. Nobody was surviving.
Nobody's going to survive. He was trying to save the computer so that it could basically go autopilot and do all the work. But that never happened. And listen, Mace didn't really give a fuck sacrificing himself because he thought, I'm dead. Now, he dies miserably.
Yeah.
He freezes to death with his leg jammed in a computer.
Yeah. So there's separation. Kappa makes some separation happen. I had no clue where he was. Where is he on the main ship? Was he on the bomb? I guess he was on the bomb, obviously, but I didn't even know from the shots that were going on. Okay, which is the... I was so confused at this point.
Yeah, he was separating the shield
Payload.
And the bomb from the ship. But he had to do that from the main computer in the deck, or the main deck. So he had to jump then from the main deck onto the bomb.
Yeah, he jumps. Everything else explodes, and Cassie does the voiceover. She said something about, "Oh, all I dream about is the surface of the sun." So that comes up as a voiceover. It's like, what the fuck?
Harkening back to a tender moment earlier on in the movie.
he, then it's like all quiet. It's plummeting into the sun at probably 50,000 miles per hour, and he's walking around inside on the bomb, and he sees Cassie, and he goes to her. This is what I laughed at. Cassie, we're flying into the sun.
Yeah, you fucking moron. That was the job.
That's the same as the wind in a line. That man has a knife in his back.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Is he? And then he goes. Then he goes. Is he here? I need to know. And then Pinbacker comes, grabs Kappa, and holds him over the hole. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't care.
You don't know
anymore.
physics, do you?
I don't care. Like, I don't really give a shit.
Oh, he has to survive to turn
the bomb on. Yeah, I guess.
Which is weird. Why wouldn't the bomb not auto detonate at the right?
But then she jumps on him, and his skin slews off his hand, and they fall ages, and then
they stop. I think because the bomb itself is so massful that it has a center of gravity, so they're not.
At this point,
the gravity in this is nonsense. Like, gravity has not really made sense anywhere in this movie.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, "Finish it." He goes, presses a button, and the sun goes towards him. And we cut to the Earth, where his sister is watching his video.
There's a nice little trippy boom moment where he's poking at the blue lights with his fingers or something. I don't know.
It took forever.
But in fairness, he did say earlier on that this bit takes a while. It kind of does nothing for a few minutes, and then it goes boom.
Yeah. It was, I don't know. It tried to it was predating sort of the weirdness of Interstellar, but it wasn't done very well.
Not nearly as good as Interstellar, no.
And so we have to see the end results of his work, because his sister is there looking at his video going, "Oh, if you see the weather getting better, let me know." Or
the weather gets better.
And the sun peaks up. They're in the snow, and the camera goes to a long shot. And it's Sydney Opera House. I think they were like going, okay, which famous landmark will we use? The one that doesn't get any snow? Yeah, use Sydney. And it gets sunnier.
Hooray. Only 95% of the populations of the planet's dead because of Sydney. Yeah. If Sydney's in that condition...
Yeah, it's screwed.
Yeah.
They seem to be having a nice time playing in the snow, though.
Oh, why not? Everyone else is dead. Couldn't make snowmen.
Yeah. I guess they're down at the bottom, and it's probably maybe not affected as much as other places. I don't bloody know. I was thinking that Oppenheimer's, Cillian Murphy's quote, "Now I become death, the destroyer of worlds. Now I become death, the destroyer of the sun.
Now I become life, the saver of the planet."
Finn,
we're done. Exit. No more crispy TV for Colin.
No, I'm a big fan of sci-fi, and the last quarter pissed me off. I'm giving the plot 1.5 out of 5.
Oh, harsh. I'm going to stick with my 2.25.
2.25?
It's got holes.
There's no question. Give it more than that.
No, well, the scientific inaccuracies, like throwing somebody off the side of something and then gravity, acting that way, but yet you're close to the sun, so the sun's gravity would be substantially stronger. Everywhere is just fucking scientifically crap.
Tell Brian Cox that.
I think he's probably aware of that, but he got paid.
Yeah, exactly. Acting, I'm giving 2.75, all around above average, but nothing great.
I'm going to give it a bit more. I'm going to give acting 3.25.
Yeah.
Actually, mostly because of Captain America, who was surprisingly good in this.
I think this role got him the role as Captain America.
He's really good in this. He's really good. You can kind of see why you would choose him for that role. As somebody who makes the decisions, he's good at decision-making type character, a problem solver style chap, and who's willing to sacrifice himself. It really works in this. Apart from the obvious bit at the start where he doesn't do it.
I think everybody does a good job as acting crew members. It's the same as Alien or Aliens, whatever. I
wanted to see more of Benedict Wong.
He's
very young in this, very skinny.
There's no true. There's no comedic foil in this either.
No, and I thought, if I'm honest, I thought Rose Byrne as Cassie was underutilized because she's quite good.
True.
Michelle Yeoh as well. I think she could have been better used.
Yeah, there was, and she chose that role. I
She
think.
did. She was given she
Yeah,
was given the script. Pick anything you want.
pick
It's
anybody.
yours. And
Yeah,
she went, I'll go with the botanist. That looks easy.
exactly. There's not a lot. Wasn't a lot there at all to that character.
Yeah.
But then she got the Star Trek Discovery captain role, so she was fine.
Yeah, she'd be okay.
Which I didn't like. Sound brackets track. I'm really leaning into sound effects here, not the sound music. So I'm
It's
just
not
going
much
average
music.
2.5. I think a lot of the scenes are just explosivery. Is that a word?
Explosive
Explosive.
free. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, it's
I give it
explosivery.
3. I thought there's a bit of tension building with some of the music or some of the sound effects.
Incidental. The
Yeah,
incidental
yeah, yeah.
music is very loud and
Actually, I
very.
thought the one bit of the music or one bit of sound effects that worked well for me was the bit on the sun shield where it felt both claustrophobic and agoraphobic, and I think the music fed into that very well.
Hmm.
So, yeah, 3 for the music. I liked musical choices here and the sound choices here.
I'll give production 3. Just my thought for 2007 movie, graphically, set wise, sound, everything all together. Nothing looked crazy stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit higher. I would 3.5 for me. I like the visuals. I like the aesthetic. Again, very similar in some aesthetic to Event Horizon, but actually better quality. I thought.
What
So
year was Event Horizon? You can just guess. Was it after or before this? Probably before this. No,
I
it's
feel like
definitely before
it
this.
was before.
I think it was 1990 something. Event Horizon, because I remember having its poster up in my room, and
It's a great poster.
that was in my movie poster era was maybe 97 or 98 or so. Okay, this is probably the first movie in a long, long time, if maybe forever, that we disagreed quite a bit on the ratings. I can't remember
Well,
us.
we're not massively off either.
No, nothing crazy, but I
Like
really want.
you haven't said it's a dog shit movie, and I haven't said it's the best movie ever.
No, I think in general, as I've just said, and I'll repeat it again, first 3 quarters kept me going, but I thought it was going to be a better psychological thriller. Then the last quarter, like, hell no.
Yeah, a lot of this movie I enjoyed, but scientific shenanigans kind of annoyed me over and over again. Um, I could live with. I'm okay with Captain Crispy camera.
Captain Crispy.
But stuff like being thrown off the side of something and then gravity decides it's going to be. I don't know. It just a lot of stuff like that made no sense to me. So it's a decent movie. I liked it. I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mick LaSalle in the San Francisco Chronicle hated it. He gave it 0.
Jesus.
Directed by Danny Boyle, it lacks even a single moment of charm or interest. I want to read Marit Ingman's Austin Chronicle review because it mirrors me. 50 out of 100. Problem arises in the film's third act, however, with a profoundly implausible plot turn that sends the movie skidding into bogeyman horror. It cheapens the sentiment and the film doesn't recover. Thank you for mirroring my thoughts. My God, there's a lot of reviews. 91, Sean Axemaker, nice surname. Seattle Post Intelligencer gave it 91 out of 100. A bare outline of the plot reads like a space adventure thriller with end of the world stakes and a hint of celestial spirituality, and the haunted spaceship twist in the third act is pure B-movie madness.
No.
Michael Phillips mentions the third act too. He gave it 88, but he said it's hobbled only by a chaotic final reel and some casting missteps in the white male department. What the hell does he mean by that?
Who could that be? Chris Evans? Cillian Murphy? That's
Don't
it,
know
really? Mark Strong?
No clue. Don't know what he meant.
If anything,
at all.
if you're going to complain about Mark Strong's position, you'd be that he's not in it enough. Maybe, I don't know. Troy Garty?
Oops. I read that Hiroyaki Sanada, who plays Kaneda, they had his original character's name Canada, with a K, and he's like going, no, Kaneda's actually a surname in Japan. Use that.
Let's go with that because it's believable.
Yeah. All right, well, let's chuck this episode into the sun.
Yeah, out there,
It's a
like,
pretty
baby.
simple one, right?
Yeah.
Pretty simple one. Okay, let's randomly pick the movie for next episode 96. Oh, and by the way, for the last episode, I forgot to put in the random jingle noise. So sorry, everybody, if you were waiting for that. I will definitely put in the music.
Put it in twice today.
I'm going to put it in now. And the movie we are getting is movie number 849. It is 1969's Easy Rider.
I've never seen this movie.
I have to admit, I have not seen this movie either, but obviously I've heard of it and wanted to watch it. Summary on Metacritic is: an alcoholic attorney, Nicholson, hooks up with two part-time drug-dealing motorcyclists, Fonda and Hopper, in search of their American dream. Heading from California to New Orleans, they sample the highs and lows of America, the beautiful, in a stoned-out quest for life's true meaning.
Yeah.
Directed by Dennis Hopper, featuring Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda, Jack Nicholson, and a bunch of other people. Metascore of 85 and a user score of 7.3 and a running time of 1 hour and 35 minutes, which is quite manageable.
Yeah, it's easy on the eyes.
Yes, and the time management. Okay, cool. I look forward to that. It's a sort of a classic 60s movie that a lot of people have watched and us idiots have not watched.
Yeah, we review movies and we haven't watched the classics.
No, well, that's life.
That is life.
That's what all the people say. All right, so we will see you on episode 96 for Easy Rider from 1969. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.